Well, we're wrapping up the work week, and we're going to take one more look at Micah chapter 5, verse 2 in the little town of Bethlehem. Let me read it again. But as for you, Bethlehem Ephrathah, too little to be among the clans of Judah, from you one, capital O, will go forth for me, capital M, to be ruler in Israel. His goings forth are from long ago, from the days of eternity. Well, we've seen the name of Bethlehem, the nature of Bethlehem. Now let's look at the notice of Bethlehem. Look at the person involved. It says, one will go forth. Out of Bethlehem, one, capital O, will go forth. That word one is referring to the Messiah, the coming Christ. By the way, all the rabbis understood that verse to be a prediction that the Messiah would come out of Bethlehem. How do we know that? Well, remember that when the wise men came to Jerusalem looking for the king of the Jews, and Herod asked the rabbis, where would this one be born? They said, well, according to Micah, he would be born in Bethlehem. From this house of bread, this insignificant city, the Messiah would be born. So we see the person involved. We also see the purpose involved. It says, for one will go forth for me. That's God speaking. For me, God says, one will go forth. It's in the emphatic position. You could literally translate it that way. For me, one will go forth. The Messiah came to this world to carry out the purposes of God. Why did Jesus come? To carry out the purpose of God. What's the purpose of God? That no one should perish. That's why he sent Jesus. So we see the person involved. We see the purpose involved. And in this verse, we see the pre-existence involved. It surprises many to understand that Bethlehem was not the beginning of Jesus. Jesus has always existed. He is eternally God. That's why it says in Micah 5:2, his goings forth are from long ago, from the days of eternity. He existed prior to Bethlehem. Jesus made that clear. When Jesus said to the religious leaders, before Abraham existed, I am. He's claiming to have existed not just before Bethlehem, but before Abraham. In fact, this Hebrew phrasing that says, his goings forth are from long ago, from the days of eternity, that is the strongest possible statement in the Bible to indicate infinite duration. In other words, here's what it's saying. He's always existed as God. That's why John 1:1 says, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. All through the New Testament, be it Philippians chapter 2, verse 6, Colossians chapter 1, verse 17, Revelation chapter 1, verse 8, we learn over and over and over again that Jesus has always existed as God. What is the miracle of Christmas? It's that God became flesh and dwelt among us. And it all started in the little town of Bethlehem. Well, I hope you're going to join us Sunday morning for our church services here at E-Free Church, whether it's in person or online, 9 o'clock or 10:30. We're going to continue our study in the book of Daniel. We're going to continue to see a humble courage in a heathen culture. And this Sunday, the message is entitled, The Rise and Fall of Everyone. You're not going to want to miss it this Sunday at E-Free Church. Have a great weekend.